A long time ago, there lived an old widow who lived on a small farm in the countryside. She lived with her 2 daughters and many animals. Amongst her animals, she had a rooster named Chanticleer. Chanticleer had 7 hens, one of which was his wife. Her name was Pertolodi. One evening, when Chanticleer and his hens were sleeping, Chanticleer began to groan and lurch. Pertolodi wakes Chanticleer and asks,
"What's ailing you?"
Chanticleer said,
I had an awful dream. I dreamt that I was wandering around in the chicken yard and I saw a dog-like beast that was orangish and brown in color that tried to kill me.
"You foolish niggard. You have lost my love. How dare you be afraid? Dreams are not real. It must have been something you ate. Why don't you eat some worms or herbs around the yard for a day or two, and then take a laxative? Don't be a pansy."
I beg to differ, Pertolodi. Dreams have been proven to predict the future. Take the story of the 2 pilgrims, for example.
2 pilgrims went on a trip and arrived in a busy town. The town was very crowded, so they could not find lodgings that were in the same place. The first pilgrim found a room in a hotel nearby. The second pilgrim was not as lucky, and was forced to put up at a barn close by. During night, the first pilgrim had a dream that the second pilgrim was being murdered and needed help. The pilgrim woke up, but put the dream aside as nothing more than a nightmare and went back to sleep. Later on that night, he had a second dream that the murderers were throwing his friend's body in a dung cart which would be by the city gate the next morning. When he woke up the next day, the pilgrim went out to search for his friend, but he was not in the barn. He sought out the dung cart and found the body of his friend inside. Two men were supposed to go out to sea, but waited due to weather. In the night, one man dreamt that the ship was going down and all on board drowned. Because of his dream, he warned his friend not to go, but his friend refused to listen and boarded the ship as planned. The ship set sail and was just a short distance out to sea, and it sank, and everybody on board drowned and was killed. With that, he stalked outside because it was feeding time. Chanticleer was no longer afraid, and a few months later, he was eating outside, and did not see the fox that was laying amongst the cabbage patch. The fox had been watching Chanticleer for 3 years. A butterfly that Chanticleer was watching flew in front of the fox. The rooster saw the fox for the first time and squawked in fear.
Squawk!
Go. Why are you so afraid? I only came to the chicken yard to listen to you sing. I'd rather listen to your father sing, but we should see if you can sing as good as he. Chanticleer stretched his neck out, tilted his head back, and opened his mouth to sing. But the fox grabbed onto the back of Chanticleer's neck and ran into the forest. Chanticleer squawked so loudly that Pertolodi, the widow, her daughter, and all the barnyard animals looked out to see the commotion was.
Squawk!
When they saw the fox running away with Chanticleer, they all took off to the forest after them.
If I were you, I would turn around and call everyone saucy bumpkins for following us.
The fox thought this was a good idea and yelled back, "The rooster is mine." When he opened his mouth, Chanticleer flew up into the treetops. The fox tried to coax him down with explanations. "Oh, please, come back down."
No, curses on you and me for being dumb enough to let you lie and talk me into singing.